Hello guys and welcome in a new video. This video is different because I'm basically making a tier list, and basically this is the first video I make this way. Before starting this video, I also want you to go to my bio and join my free community that I recently created. So it's completely free, you can join from now. And there I will post lots of info about biohacking and you can actually contact me personally, okay? So let's start with this video. I will basically rank the foods in the image and I will say which ones are optimal, good, neutral, bad, and worst. Okay, so let's start from honey. Honey, guys, is optimal, but why? Basically, honey is an amazing source of carbs because it actually helps increase testosterone because it increases LH production. Okay, so I would rank honey probably as the best form of carbs together with fruits. Okay, second, chicken. Chicken, guys, is neutral. Why? Because chicken is basically a lean source of protein. Now, if you eat chicken with the skin and you add some fats, maybe it's more beneficial and it could be actually good. But if we talk about lean chicken, then I would say it is neutral. Next, guys, junk food. This is definitely the worst because actually junk food contain a lot of processed carbs, trans fats, seed oils, and these are the worst ingredients that you can put in your body. They absolutely damage your testosterone. Next, fruit. I would say fruit is good, and together with honey, fruit I think is the best source of carb, and because if you think about it, evolutionary, we should consume fruit because fruit is actually the part of the plant that has less anti-nutrients. Anti-nutrients are molecules produced by the plant in order to defend it from the consumption of animals. Because animals want to consume plants and plants want to defend themselves, but they cannot escape. So they produce anti-nutrients, these chemicals that serve to protect themselves from animals. Okay? And fruit is actually the part that basically wants to be consumed. It is sweet, it is colorful because it wants to attract animals, okay? When, of course, it's ready to be eaten, when it's mature. Next, tofu. I think worst because tofu, together with, let me go to soy, contain lots of phytoestrogens, and phytoestrogens are actually molecules that are basically the estrogen produced by the plant. They mimic estrogens in the body, okay? I think they are not good for testosterone. I think men should not consume soy and soy based products, but occasionally it's okay. Okay. The same with junk food. I don't suggest to eat junk food, but if you are out at a party, for example, and you have some chips or a piece of chocolate, I think it won't affect so much testosterone. But on average, these foods are not good at all for testosterone. Let's go to the next. Eggs. Eggs, guys, are optimal. I think eggs are a superfood because they contain lots of good fats, lots of protein. Eggs contain the most bioavailable protein. Eggs also contain lots of nutrients that are essential for testosterone, like cholesterol, and they also contain choline, which is an amazing nutrient for your brain. Now, this is an extra, of course. Next, vegetables. Now, I would say vegetables are neutral, but they have to be cooked very well because if you eat vegetables raw, you get all the anti-nutrients, you mess up your digestion, and as a consequence, your testosterone will go down. But if you cook vegetables, they do have some interesting compounds that could possibly increase testosterone. So I would say neutral because it depends. Okay, red meat, guys, superfood, guys, together with eggs and honey. Red meat contains saturated fats, which are essential for the production of cholesterol, and cholesterol actually is essential for the production of sex hormones like testosterone. Okay, so absolutely amazing. Plus, meat contains nutrients such as carnitine, carnosine, and also creatine. Carnitine and carnosine particularly increase testosterone, and creatine tends to increase DHT. So, start consuming meat every day. Okay, I would say that meat is basically the most important food because it's been consumed since a long time ago. Okay, I think that as humans we need meat. Next, legumes. I would say bed. I am not a fan of legumes at all. A lot of people love legumes, they do well on legumes, although a lot of people do bad on legumes as well. Okay, I would say that legumes mess up your digestion even if they're cooked. A lot of people tend to have gastrointestinal problems, and when you have gastrointestinal problems and you mess up your digestion, then you cause other problems to the body. You cause inflammation. Inflammation decreases testosterone. But it's not only that the problem with legumes and also with grains is that they contain phytic acid. Phytic acid can actually interfere with testosterone production. Okay, grains, I think they are a little bit better than legumes, so I would say grains are at a neutral and legumes are at bad. The problem with grains is that they tend to increase prolactin, and prolactin inhibits testosterone. So if you eat a lot of grains, opt also to take some dopaminergic agents such as mucunapurins, which contains L-DOPA, which converts to dopamine. Okay, so maybe this way you can actually attenuate the possible increase in prolactin. But I would not stress too much. If you want to consume uh, grains, you can consume them, but just be aware of how you feel. The same with legumes. I would say they're not an amazing food for testosterone. I think they're bad, but you can consume them if you do good with them. Okay, so it's also how you feel with them. Next, Greek yogurt, neutral. Same with cottage cheese, amazing sources of protein. But I forgot to put kefir in here as well because kefir actually is a very good drink for testosterone because it contains Lactobacillus reuteri, which is a bacteria that increases testosterone. So also opt for kefir. And then we are left with liver and guys, chicken liver, beef liver. Generally speaking, guys, liver is amazing. I would suggest to consume it almost every day. I know the taste is not good at all, but I would suggest to eat it. Okay, and of course, liver is amazing because it contains vitamin A that regulates the differentiation of Leydig cells. Also, vitamin A deficiency affects testosterone production, and there was also a study that showed that vitamin A helps maintain testosterone levels and induce pubertal maturation. Also, there are a lot of nutrients in liver. You can find zinc, you can find selenium, which they are both essential for testosterone. So, generally speaking, I would suggest to consume organ meats because I think they are basically the best meat for increasing testosterone, together, of course, with red meat. And finally, salmon. I put it at good because it contains omega 3, which helps maintain healthy testosterone levels. But other than that, it's actually particular neutral. But I would say good because it's actually a fatty food and it's generally speaking very beneficial. Okay, because also it lowers inflammation. And when you lower inflammation, you can have higher testosterone levels.